Let's return to the league on Saturday in a trip to Scunthorpe, and Stuart McCall obviously has got his side playing some decent football. Should be an entertaining game.
Well, he's a good manager, isn't he? And a brilliant number two, it has to be said, in Kenny as well. So lads I know very well from obviously from being at home. They'll be well organised, they'll be efficient. I've taken the opportunity to watch two of the recent games in full. Charlton at home and 5-3, could have been 14-9 or 15-10, whatever. And away at Luton, in which they're very unfortunate. You look at what Nathan Jones said post the match, they're fortunate to perhaps get the points, although they missed a couple of chances as well at key times. But they're a good side, they've got good players, the recruitment in the summer was good. So it's another tough one for us. But, you know, we go there, we've got tremendous away form. That's the only word that can be describing it, tremendous. And we're going to look and try and continue that, although we understand that Glanford Park will be tough.
People are making individual errors. As a manager, there's not really much you can do, is it, apart from to say stop making individual errors. There's no magic formula for that to stop.
Well, probably if what people think is betrayal, I'll be strangling them, won't I? In reality, what it's about is sitting down with the lads, just talking about concentration levels, talking about focus, where we were. Most times we've been on the road, we've had that in abundance, and defensively, where we've been a little bit weaker at home, we've been very, very good away from home. We've been really strong, and we're going to have to produce that type of performance from the back boys on Saturday, whoever we pick, and we're going to have to be as good offensively, because, you know, Scunthorpe can be strong and decent. They've got the best centre half back in the team that was missing for a couple of months by McCardle. So we just have to focus on ourselves and focusing on playing the football that we can play.
I guess the frustration also comes from the fact that you have got a couple of players who are injured at the moment, who would probably be knocking on the door, I guess, in certain positions.
I've never really been a manager that wants often or much to speak about who's not available. Is the reality that, you know, young Connor, young Josh, because he is a young man himself, young Tyler's been missing, he's back now, Coops was missing, Marcus has been missing. There's a team of them, really, 5 or 6 key players, but I've never been a manager to focus on them, and I'm not going to start now. So we'll focus on the squad that will be going up to Scunthorpe on Saturday morning, and focusing on them to deliver another big performance for what will be another healthy and magnificent travelling.
In terms of the strike force, obviously you've got 3 strikers who have got to go into 2 somehow, unless you go with all 3, of course. But that must please you that you've got strikers that are scoring goals. Obviously Godden and Cummins scored on Tuesday night, and Ivan's been in regular score sheet this season. So it gives you good options, doesn't it?
I think statistically, for time on the pitch, probably Ivan is at the top end, but who can dispute what Matty Godden and Jason have done? You know, it's not just the early season, they continued to do it, as they did on Tuesday night. But, you know, here's a little one for Tweety Pie to our supporters. What combination would they pick? You know, if it's going to be 2, which of the 2? And what would be the reasons behind it? Rather than saying I like him because his hair's nice, what would be the reason? Because it's a real thinking tank with the staff this week, is post Tuesdays to who's going to be out there. We've got 3 top strikers. Matty Godden's been electric this season. I think he's on 8 or 9 goals in all competitions. That kid could be in 14, 15 goals before Christmas. It's incredible. And Jason Cummings the same, and Ivan Tony starting every week will score goals. We know that. So we'll think long and hard about it, and tomorrow we'll shape our team to be ready.
Cummings scored only a goal that Cummings could probably score on Tuesday night, a very impotent finish, and you want him back on the score sheet, because as you said, you have to take him out for a little bit, just away from the limelight and get him fit in training.
Yeah, some of the things that the kid had to endure was not right, to be fair. I've got more time for lads in my squad that have issues, more time, and rightfully we should, and that's led by our chairman. You know, I've got a private family, our chairman has, but we're very much a family indoors. So when our children, and these players are our children, when we hurt Phil. So we had to take Jason out for a little while. He's conducted himself impeccably, it has to be said, probably too well, and we've just been saying to him, becoming the cheeky chappy that he's always been since he walked in the door again. And he's been that this week, and it was no surprise to me. The quality of the goal on Tuesday was stunning. He's capable of it. He demonstrates it in training most days. But it's not just about him. You look at Matty Godden, his finish is sensational. It doesn't get the credit because we're playing in the Checkatrade and not in the Football League. But we recognise it, our supporters recognise it. And Ivan Toney, you know, all bar last weekend when he's on the pitch, he's been outstanding for us physically, technically, and goal scoring wise. So great options up front, great options in wide areas if we get Marcus on the training ground tomorrow. And that's another conundrum. Is it Marcus? Is it Dumbelly? Is it Ward? Is it Cooper, who's now back fit? You know, we tried to get them on the pitch the other night. Circumstances didn't allow it. But we've got 4 very talented boys.
Of course, if none of them are involved at the weekend, you've got a game, I think, on Monday in the Premier League Cup, which will give those that don't get options or don't get minutes on the pitch Saturday to get out there and play on Monday.
The players that don't play in the first team play in the reserves. That's the rule since we've walked in the door. I think it's probably pleasing that a lot of last season's squad have left because they didn't have to play in reserve games. They just went home in the afternoon or the evening. Now the week we'll go up to Stoke and Monday night. That'll be all those that don't get a certain amount of game time up at Scunthorpe and those that are with us but not on the pitch. So these games are important. We said for weeks and weeks how important it was that certain players got game time, and we need them to get game time because when first team opportunities come, sometimes they can be infrequent, but what gets you in the team is producing good performances in the reserves, not by talking about it, not in newspapers, not on Twitter, not nothing other than performances. And every player should go and watch the Pep Guardiola video. Every player should go and watch and what he says to superstars, absolute superstars, internationals, you know, on several £100,000 a week. And he says to them, don't come in my office and talk to me about your quality. Don't talk about your caps. Don't talk about nothing. Just get on the training pitch and demonstrate in that and by games that you should be in the team. That's the message to every Posh player. You get picked if you deserve to get picked.
Just finally, Paul Rayner threw another name into the lookalikes with Lee Taylor. We haven't put it as a vote yet because obviously he's got no one up against him. But is there anybody else who you want to throw into the mix?
No, I think Lee Taylor's and Jimmy Cranky is certainly want to take on Joe. You know, Joe is a landslide, wasn't it? Which we surprised us because we tried our best to get President Trump to vote for Rennes. And President Trump thought President Trump was tweeting himself. Does that make sense? When he got the tweet from Rennes, he thought it was himself. But yeah, come on, Lee Taylor, Jimmy Cranky, or Joe, who's still holding the court.